Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing good. And I'm Panita Ojha. I am organizer at Google Developers Group Adapper and Women Techmakers Adapper. I'm a community enthusiast and I love organizing events. I'm Google Cloud Digital Leader certified and I'm a Python developer by profession. So I welcome you all to this event, Setting the Stage for Possible. Setting the Stage for Possible Women Tech Makers Edition is an online event brought to you by WTM ambassadors from 8 different cities. And this is a part of our pre event campaign for International Women's Day. Via this event, we just thought of setting awareness for our International Women's Day event and also develop an understanding about the theme redefine possible through experts talk and panel discussions that we have planned for today. So I would like to welcome our very first speaker, Shruti Tiwari, who is here with us. Shruti excels in e-commerce consultancy, product management, and product marketing with deep expertise in GTM strategy, brand marketing, and market research. She's a thought leader in software as a service and open source industries, and she crafts compelling content and value propositions to drive growth. Shruti has authored over 150 SEO based blogs and developed a range of technical documents. So, as ambassador of Women Tech Makers, I am remarkable facilitator and a GTM and Grammarly ambassador. She also spearheads content marketing and partnerships at Coffee and Commerce. So, welcome, Shruti. The floor is yours. And to the audience, I would like to tell if you have any questions during this session, feel free to post them into the comment section and we will take them towards the end of the call. So, yes, Shruti, the floor is yours. I'll just move backstage for now.
Great. Thank you so much for the brief introduction, Punita. That means a lot. Also, another appreciation of thank you for inviting me to this event. That was sudden, but I think it's going to be a rocking one, and it's going to be immensely fruitful as well. So, without taking much time, I would just jump into the talk for the day, which is here on our screen, building scalable products. In here, we are going to explore how AI and ML helps in building scalable products. When we talk about scaling, it is just not about adding users, more and more users into your funnel. It's about handling complexity, maintaining efficiency, and ensuring growth at the same time. Now, as we all know, AI, it's just not a buzzword, which is like it's very common today. Like from your kitchen to your studio room to your workplace, everywhere you'll find AI in built stuff. The most because this is not much of an interactive session, because I'm the one here who's going to be speaking more, so I'm just going to give certain examples. We've seen AI, even if we talk about emails, we see how selectively and how smartly it categorizes different sections. Let's talk about spam folder, let's talk about primary emails, we can create labels. Now that's one example. Now if we talk about our televisions to Spotify listening songs, everything is just AI based. Your YouTube playlists, everything. It's all tailored per your interests, per your likings, and that's how you get the, even if you're scrolling Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or any channel for that matter, it shows you the content per your interest. It's all AI in there. It's nothing but it's the magic of AI and combined with machine learning, and those are the wonders that they can do. So, to add, yes, they play a crucial role at every stage of a product's life cycle, from the very ideation to maturity, and we'll dive right into that. Before that, though Punita did a very descriptive introduction, I'll just take a second to walk through my um, through me. So I am a product marketing manager as of today, and I've been into the industry for over 8 years now. And yeah, so last year I just won the I Am Remarkable Awards for top facilitator in the APAC region. So that's a little bragging about me. And here you can feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, wherein I talk all about products, your if you are somebody new and stepping new into your career, and you need a little bit of advices here and there, or how to actually get your skills into the industry, gain visibility, create a brand, and all these thoughts and more. So that's all about me and a little bit stories here and there. Now I'm just going to cover up our roadmap for the day. So starting up, we'll start by understanding the artificial intelligence driven market, and then how it aligns with product ideation and scaling. We'll end with actionable strategies and certain case studies and examples. Some of them I've already named as of yet. And then, of course, we'll have certain key takeaways to proceed with. So, as I was talking about, it is not about just scaling, is not just about adding in products or creating more features, or just uh, launching an acquisition campaign, or just going on in a new market, talking about a product, telling its features, getting more users into the funnel, and then just sitting with it. Because a product means it has to be optimized by and by. It's just like your muscle. It's just like your muscles, which needs a little bit of flexing every day. So it's more on about how you're going to enhance the usage of it, how you're going to add elements to it. um, it's more on the sustainable side of it, like how can you how can you grow without breaking the infrastructure, or maybe increasing costs exponentially, like whatever your bandwidth was. So it basically helps businesses make more data driven decisions, automate processes, and optimize resources. So, in here on a screen, we can see about 90% of startups fail due to premature scaling. Now, that's the example I was talking about. Around 85% of AI-driven businesses reports increased efficiency, because everybody wants quicker actions rather than diving deep into and working manually, or staring at a screen for hours. Or maybe if it's a hardware product, working on certain bugs, deploying codes, it all takes you much than you can expect. You have to invest on the manpowers, you have to invest your hours, and that's why your costing gets increased. So obviously we do see like AI reduces development cost by 30%, but not to say that it's here to take away your job. I have a fantastic example for that as well, which we'll be covering. Moving ahead, so up in here, we know how AI and product development syncs together. So we know it is revolutionizing product development by reducing complexity and accelerating time to market, which means that it is much quicker for you to get a feature or a certain tweak in your product and bring it to the market more quicker than it was possible earlier. Now, the other thing is with so many tools, namely Jira, ClickUp, Notion, Trello. So it helps us. It helps us and our teams to automate repetitive tasks. It could be all our testing, deployment, everything gets faster, ensuring that the delivery is comprised of the quality and not compromising with the quality, like bringing the quality but not compromising the quality. Up next, predicts the user needs with precision. Something I was talking about, that the content you scroll on Instagram or Facebook, or the songs you hear on Spotify, or the content you watch on YouTube, or any channel as for that matter. It's everything is per your interest. So the predictive models allow businesses to forecast customer needs even before when they arise, shaping all the data driven product roadmaps. So today we open an app and we're like, oh yes, they have this facility too. Oh, last I ordered was this. I think I'll need, and I, for example, I ordered some bread, and up in there we'll see the recommendations that okay, you can buy these things also. It could be sauce, jam, milk, anything that goes with it, just to help you more easily and make decision making easier decision making even more. um, and yes, continuously optimizes product performance. Now, beyond launches, AI continuously analyzes user interactions and keeps sensing optimizations. So earlier, which we you we or any business used to do a lot of market research, go into the fields or talk to your audiences, customers, create stories, create their case studies, case scenarios, come back, do a manual data analysis, check in how your product is performing, create manual flow charts, whiteboards, and everything. But today, with the help of AI, we all know that it helps in continuously analyzing all our interactions, and basis on that it keeps on suggesting you optimizations, ensuring that the product remains relevant, high performing, and ahead of competition. Oh, I think okay. Yeah. So here's a quick overview of the various stages in a product life cycle, which starts from ideation, which consists of market research, of course, gathering customer insights, wherein you need to sit and know about your audiences, know about who are you going to target, what's the demand, what's the total market size that you're going to address to, how does your competition looks like, where are they, where they standing and everything, followed by development, of course, uh, optimizing your code, getting it tested, checking, running beta tests, checking if everything is on track or not, followed by deployment, which I was talking about earlier, how it is quick, how it is fastening the deployment role, which talks about auto scaling and cloud optimization. The next up we have is growth, whereas personalization and predictive analytics, which is mandatory and crucial for today's landscape, for today's commerce landscape, because you cannot bring in any product, or you cannot bring in any little thing out into the market if you are not reading or predictive your customer and you're not bringing that touch of personalization. Maturity talks about AI driven automation and retention strategies. Because, of course, as I was talking about, it is not only about adding users, instead, it's more on retaining them till a longer time. AI driven automation, what does that mean? To keep them engaged for longer life cycle. Now, we know customer centric products, wherein we talk about that you're not just building stuff for anybody out there, but there are actual people who you are interacting with and for whom the product is catered to. So successful products which are built around customers and not just any random features. So, the artificial intelligence helps businesses identify and address real pain points by analyzing all the behavioral data. Something that I have been speaking so far. It's not just about bringing anything out into the market. You need to address the pain points. You need to focus on impactful features, but something that is relevant to the market out there. Uh, if I'm taking the example of Spotify alone, I know that I will need segmentation of different song recommendations based on genres, different singers, different languages. Moreover, occasion wise, because we had just Valentine's just passed, Spotify knew that everybody is in a gloomy world or in a gloomy mood, and even those who are not, we'll suggest them something similar, bringing those pop ups, designing their UX accordingly, customizing their screens, their logos for a little time bit is what attracts the audiences at the end of the day, or is what is what keeps people interact with your product. So, uh, not talking in general or talking very narrowed down, it is always important to address the pain points. What are the challenges the market is usually facing, and then bringing out features or helping around the things, and then iterating or optimizing the features within real time, seeing how things are performing, taking help of so many tools out there today. We have mixed panel, we have so many things, understanding our audience's behavior, and then going on optimizing again, re-optimizing, and bringing the advancements and seeing the magic out there on its own. And finally, we have Spotify on the screen. So one of scalability, and I'll keep talking about it. So the biggest advantage is the scalability. It AI offers and helps us enable hyper personalization at a level that manual processes cannot match at all. After all, we are humans, and I do understand we are the ones training the AI to work quicker and faster, but still, I'm giving them a little tiny perk here, that they help us in bringing hyper personalization, tailoring things to the exact need of what the market needs, what and a person will need out of a certain thing. I'm just taking an example of quick commerce or e-commerce here. We have today in India and across, we are coming up with things, even US, we have delivery, we have Uber Eats, and we have so many different brands out there who are bringing in quick commerce, e-commerce, fashion commerce, and fast and fashion and all these things. Now here in AI recommendations customize experiences for millions based on their browsing history, purchase behavior, and preferences. Something which I was talking, how we get tailored suggestions, how we get tailored content out there. The first time I order something through Zomato or Swiggy, the next time it will show me recommendations based on my past history. Now, the other thing will be here is seamless integrations with other tools. Now, there are so many other tools out there. We have HubSpot, we have Freshworks, we have so much other tools. Now, uh, the flow or the swift and the seamless integration with CRM, analytics, and third party tools enhances its impact alone, which again allows businesses to create a unified and intelligent ecosystem. The most importantly, AI allows real time feature adoption, adjusting interfaces, workflows, and recommendations based on how users interact with a product, enhancing overall customer experiences. Up the next slide, I'm going to talk about something really crucial, which is that success is not just about launching a product, as I was mentioning. It is about ensuring continuous engagement and value delivery. Today we have Gemini, today we have so many other products out here. It's not only about launching the product, it is about ensuring continuous engagement, and the value delivered is meaningful and valuable. So the retention metrics tells us how well a product is keeping users engaged. Also, for those of you who are already into the industry, you would know that a high churn rate indicates gaps in experiences or feature relevance. It could be it does not imply that the particular feature or the particular side of the product is not useful for the users, but there could be certain gaps which can be easily understood or brought down with the help of AI today, and we can just understand these things and across towards our other retention metrics. Something that I am in today's date doing, understanding my audience's behavior, again going on coming up with different campaigns to keep them engaged, offering them tailored discounts, or bringing them other initiatives for them to again keep them, in the loop, so that they are frequently they have us in mind frequently. The feature adoption rates help identify which updates or functionalities are resonating with users and which ones need improvement. But of course, following the third point, and which is again crucial into any business, is that AI helps track real time usage patterns and highlights the highest performing features. This makes it easier to justify future development investments based on ROI evaluations, and thus you can allocate your resources even more effectively. Then this was all good things about AI. With good comes the bad, and we're going to cover all of it. So while AI is a game changer and a rocking solid thing boon out there, it does come with certain challenges. Now, first things first, data accuracy is key, and poor data quality can lead to flawed insights and biased decision making. So it's not just that you are getting data in any form or you're just relying to whatever is coming out there. So you need to cross check things, because yeah, we are pacing with the greatest speed, but as I was mentioning, AI is here, but AI is not here to take our jobs yet. um, Instead, let's just take it and deal with it as our next bench buddy, who's there to give us feedbacks, who's there to suggest ideas, tricky ideas, which our minds sometimes tend to overlook. And this is as simple as understanding. If we go back in around, say, 25 years back or something, I remember, that will help you understand my age as well. So I'm not going to put in more details, but let's just roughly talk about 20-25 years ago, when we were just kids, and it was the time when washing machines came. So if you people can relate with me, so what happened, I remember we had a Whirlpool washing machine with two different cabins. One was the washer, the other was the drying space. So what did it do? It did not completely vanish the human dependency, right? It was not that, okay, the washing machine has come into my house and it'll wash clothes on its own and dry it and fold it, do the laundry and give it to me, it's ready to for me to wear for the next day. Even today, we have so many smart washing machines coming up here. Still, the human dependency is there. We need to pick up the clothes, we need to put it inside, and we need to bring it out again, give it a little shrink, iron it, and then keep it properly. So just it did not mean, or even refrigerators for that matter, or anything as such, it is there to help us and not to overtake us. At the end of the day, it is us, the humans, who are creating AI and the apps and the products. We are the ones who are monitoring them. We are the ones who have given birth. As for Gemini, they call it, the Google call it their baby. So we are the one who are creating it. Needless to say that that they are going to overtake everything for us. So that's in here. We have to maintain a proper check and ensure. that the things are properly, how the prompts, because since it is in its advancement phase, it has a lot to learn yet. And also that users needs to be educated on AI benefits. Many users may hesitate to trust AI driven products, but then again we need to educate them, explaining how it enhances the efficiency, and also give them a hands up on how secure it is. Lastly, AI systems must be transparent and ethical, and companies out there need to actively monitor biases, ensuring fairness and comply with data privacy laws. And brands that prioritize trust and accountability do gain a long-term competitive edge for the longer term. With that, a little bit on the future of AI driven products. So, we do know that it's evolving rapidly and its impact on products will only grow rather than stop. So, we have certain things that we are looking forward in the years to come, wherein voice and conversational AI will become the primary interface for many products, making interaction seamless and intuitive. We already have Siri, Alexa, so many out of them out there. So, just in case if you are a budding developer, or you are somebody who's looking on to come up with certain initiatives of your own, you can obviously want to dive into this market. Again, we have augmented reality and visual reality combined with AI, which is definitely again going to redefine industries like retail, education, and healthcare by offering immersive experiences. Beyond engagement, predictive AI will reshape decision making, enabling businesses to proactively address customer needs before they arise. Something that I think I have covered already 2 times today. Now, finally, AI driven scalability will allow again companies and the entrepreneurs to expand products effortlessly, adapting to market shifts and ensuring long term growth. The future is but of course AI powered, and businesses that embrace this transformation will lead their industries. So yeah, I think I just covered this, and with that, I think I am good to go. So I'll hand it over to you, Punita. And
Yes. Thank you, Shruti. That was like a lovely session, and it was wonderful connecting with you online. And I'm sure my audience will definitely be benefited out of this session. Also, the recording for the session will be available later. I'll share the link with you so you can also circulate it into your network as well. So, thank you for taking out your time on Sunday morning and spending it with our community here at WTM Adapur and GDG Adapur. Thank you so much.
definitely, it's thank you indeed for having me here, and I'll not have take much of your time, so you can get the show going. Again, wonderful initiative. I won't bring sounds, just
Thank you.
claps
Thank you
in
for
here.
joining in. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Anpurna, if you can unmute your mic and turn your camera on. Yes. So I would like to introduce our next speaker, Anpurna, who is like a passionate tech community advocate and a woman tech makers ambassador for over a decade now. And she has worked with several ad tech platforms as an educator and is currently collaborating with Brightcon Academy to build their content library. And outside of work, she enjoys puzzles and watching web series, and she'll be delivering a talk on how you can grow with community contributions today. So, yes, Anpurna, the floor is all yours, and I'll just move backstage.
Thank you so much, Punita, for the lovely introduction. Also, welcome everyone on a Sunday morning. Uh, your presence here already shows how enthusiastic you are about your growth and moving ahead with your career. So, without wasting further time, let's dive just into it. So, it's truly an honor to be here today and speak with you all. I want to talk about how contributing to the tech community can help you grow personally as well as professionally. So, if you're a student looking forward to take a step ahead or step into the tech world, or even if you're a professional who's looking to step up your tech game, community involvement can be a game changer. And I'll tell you more about it as we move ahead. So I'm Annapurna and I work with DroidCon Academy, where I have been collaborating with hundreds of instructors for over 2 years now. And those instructors as well are actively contributing to the tech community. I'll tell you more about it as we move ahead in the talk. So, basically, what we will be discussing today is what is a community and why should you even be a part of one? How and why should you be contributing? Why should you be investing time in it? And then, since we already had Shruti say so much about the usage of AI in scaling our products, we will I will also tell you how you can use AI to improve your contribution or make it more efficient. And at the end, we will end up with giving you a list of tech communities which you can choose as per your interest and start contributing to it. So, what is a community? Well, since we are in a tech event now, in a tech webinar, we will be telling about the tech community. So I'll go with the phrase tech community. A tech community is a group of people who basically come together to share knowledge, collaborate, and grow together. Whether it is an online forum or a meetup group or an open source project, being a part of community will definitely accelerate your learning and your career growth. Now, why should you even put some effort to be a part of the community? Now, first and foremost is you get mentorship from experts. You get access to shared knowledge, tutorials, you get guidance from industry experts who otherwise are obviously out of reach. Where would you meet them anyway? The next advantage, I would say, of being a part of the community is you get to stay with the trends. You not only learn about the updates in technology, but also contributing to the community publicly would help you refine your skills and build creativity. You get a lot of networking opportunities where when you go to the community event, you get to meet professionals, industry experts, leaders, and like-minded peers who share similar interests. So there are even hiring managers in such community events who are always looking for their resources requirement. So there you um, yeah, you could meet those hiring partners as well. So besides all that, where there is a group of like-minded people, there ought to be fun, and the fun is unavoidable. So if you have been to any of such community events, you would know. Well, the advantages of being a part of the community is numerous, and I have listed a few of them. Join the community to get to know more about it. So, how could you contribute? How could you make community contribution that I have been speaking about since the beginning of this talk? So, the first and the foremost thing which I started with was writing and content creation. So you could write technical blogs or articles on platforms like Medium, Hashnode. You while writing the articles, you could learn search engine optimization to understand how to write searchable content, and this can help you reach wider audience, because when you present a content into the internet, you would obviously want people to know about it. There there comes search engine optimization, which we also call SEO. You could also create content via creating video tutorials. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are great platform to share what you know. I had started working on YouTube since I was in my second or third year of college, which I would say 2014. And right now, I've been busy with other phases of work and the YouTube channel is not so active. I and one of my friend have been working had were working on it, and it is called Smarthead. We now have over 125K subscribers without being active for over 5 years, I would say. So yeah, you could use YouTube as your learning platform where you learn and where you publish videos. Yeah. So tools like and for editing the videos, you could use tools like Adobe Premiere Pro or Filmora or CapCut to edit your videos and polish your content. Most of them are free, but once you advance into the field, you might want to look for some paid ones for additional features. Uh, Next way of contributing to the community is creating infographics or tech diagrams. You could use it for summarizing complex topics. Some design tools like Canva, Figma, or Photoshop could be helpful in designing engaging content. I personally prefer Canva, and I have recently discovered napkin.ai as a content as a visual content creation tool, and I have been liking it very much. You could also share your learnings on social media like LinkedIn or Twitter. Short posts could be powerful. Yeah. Other ways to contribute to the community, I would say, is you could make open source contribution, contribute to open source project on GitHubs. You could fix bugs. You could add features or improve the documentation of any project available. Next is you could answer questions on Stack Overflow, or you could participate in GitHub discussions. You could even join community-led projects like Google Summer of Code, because they're collaborate they follow the process of collaborative learning, and this could be helpful in ways you could never imagine. Trust me. So next way of contribution into the public forum is public speaking or mentorship. You could start giving a talk at local meetups, student clubs, or participate in online webinars like the one GDG Udaipur has been organizing. You could start even with your local community. You could engage in local talks, and this will help you build confidence as well as community connections. Participating in online webinars could also expand your reach and accessibility to a wider audience, right? Because people from anywhere in the world could watch your online webinar. You could also provide mentorship to the newcomers, because while you mentor someone or when you teach someone something or any concept, it helps you reinforce your own knowledge and skill, and you would want to make sure that you're teaching a perfect concept to someone who you are teaching. So this will also ensure that you're diving deep into a topic, whatever you're taking up. Now, you could also apply to speak at global conferences, like Women Techmakers or DroidCon. Now, speaking at global conferences elevates your visibility and credibility. However, this would come at a later stage of your experience, because you need to have some credibility to offer to the audience to be speaking at the global conferences. So, yeah, global conferences could be a part of your contribution, but at a later stage of your experience, I would say. The next is the easiest way, I would say. Not the easiest way, but the most effective way is building and showcasing the projects that you build. You could participate in hackathons and share your learnings. You could work on personal project and make them open source so that other people would be able to see and contribute to it. You could even create a portfolio like website, or even use GitHub to showcase your projects and community contribution. And trust me, I came across creating the portfolio like readme file in GitHub, and I came across it a couple of years ago, and I'm a fan of it. You could add any information that you have regarding your career in that GitHub page, and it's really impressive. People have worked a lot on it, and since I work with so many instructors, I get chance to go to their GitHub profile and visit their creativity. So the key is to start small and stay consistent. The impact will automatically follow. Moving ahead, how to start creating content. Now, if you're unsure of where to begin, you could follow the simple steps. Okay. Now, the first step is pick up a topic you love or anything that you want to learn. Choose something you already know or you want to explore. It could be a technology, a framework, a coding problem, or a real world use case. Now, once you have the topic with you, the next step would be to dive deep into the topic and research on it. Read multiple blogs, books, you can watch endless number of tutorials on YouTube, go through official documentation to ensure that whatever information you have is accurate, because that is important, and then experiment. Hands-on learning is the best way to understand whatever you learn deeply. Okay. Now, once you're done with the research or while you're researching it, work on building a project on it. Apply what you learn by creating the small projects, because real world examples would help you to solidify your understanding and make your content more valuable. Okay. Once that is done, or while you're in the process of doing it, you could convert your learnings into a blog or video, like create content out of it. Because as I said, when you tend to present something to someone, or when you tend to teach something to someone, you would want it to be 100% accurate. So yeah, create the content imagining you're presenting it to a beginner. Also, while you're creating that content, the structure of the content matters. Start with an introduction, explain the concept, then show the demo project, and then conclude. You also need to empathize with your audience. You have to make it useful. You have to make the content engaging, and you have to make the content easy to refer back to. Like we bookmark a tab or an article which we like, right? So similarly, people or the reader should be able to bookmark your content and come back to it when they want. The next step would be to publish and share the content. You could post it on Medium. If it is a written blog, you could post it on YouTube. If it is a video, you could use Twitter, LinkedIn, or GitHub, whatever suits your content. Now feel free to now this platforms are free to start with, so you could use your style of creating content. Now you to to improve the visibility, you could share it with relevant communities on Reddit, Discord, Telegram, LinkedIn, and then most important of all, ask for feedback. This will help you improve your content creation skills. So the first content that you create might not be that perfect, or when you look back at it after 6 months, you might feel that you could have done better, but that's okay. The more you do it, the better you will get at it. And since I have been a tech educator for most of my career, coming from me, you have to trust me. So, the real world impact of community contribution. This is the most interesting of all. Let me share an example from my experience at Broadcon Academy, that how community contribution opens door for your career. Okay. Now I have been working with hundreds of instructors, all contributing to the community in different ways. They have been writing blogs, publishing courses on various platforms like Pluralsight, Udemy, Codeco, DroidCon Academy. They have been answering questions on various platforms, and they have been speaking at events. Trust me, they are GDEs, Google Developer Experts. Few are not GDEs, they are the CTOs, CEOs of various companies. And Even if it is a local event or a global conference, they don't hesitate to go any any of those places and share their knowledge. So yeah, these instructors have been contributing a lot. Now, over time, they have started receiving invitations from top companies to give talk to their employees. They have been receiving paid collaboration requests with tech platforms. They have been receiving sponsorships and freelance gigs to create content. They have they already have recognition as industry leaders now. So what started as a passion for sharing knowledge for them has turned into career transforming opportunities just by making their content or contribution visible, so your contribution will make you visible in the industry, and opportunities will start finding you, and you have to click to it. Okay. Now, since AI already has a buzz in the industry, you need to make your contribution or anything that you do efficient with AI. You have to involve with AI in any work that you do, because as said, AI is not going to replace us, but we will be replaced by people who use AI efficiently, and that makes a lot of difference. Okay. Now, contributing to the community doesn't mean that you have to spend hours manually creating content. You could use AI to streamline your work. Okay. Now, you could use AI powered writing tools like ChatGPT and Grammarly to help you refine the blogs, post, and documentation, not to create it, just to refine it. You could use GitHub Copilot to assist you in writing and debugging the code. I personally use Canva and Napkin AI to create visuals for presentations and blogs, and I use Notion to organize my knowledge base and document my learnings. So if you have a better alternative to Notion, feel free to use that, but I love Notion. Okay, so by smartly using AI, you can save your time, you can focus on creativity and the impact of your content. However, make sure that it is you who is creating the content and not the AI. Okay, AI created content is very much easy to detect. Be smart and do not take others to be a fool to not recognize the content created by AI. Okay. So there are several skills you could develop while you are working on creating content or making community contribution. Um, you develop teaching and communication skills because you break down the complex topics for others. You learn SEO and content strategies because when you write or create content, you would want to make it discoverable. Okay. So um, when you choose to create videos or write the blogs, you pick up video and graphic editing skills as well. So this would definitely improve your technical as well as creative skills. Now, speaking at public events and mentoring others will build your confidence and improve your public speaking and leadership skills. And on top of all this, personal branding and networking is consistent while you work on community contribution. It will build your reputation in the tech industry. So we have reached the end almost the end of the talk, and here are a few list of tech communities that you could engage with. You could even Google your tech domain of interest, and you can find a community based on that, be it online or be it in your region where you would want to go to attend a local event. So find a community that aligns with your interest and just start engaging. You can take a screenshot of it and refer to it later as well. Ultimately, you up your game in the industry as a role model when you contribute to it. Okay. Also, just take the first step today. You don't have to be an expert to start contributing. Just share what you have learned. Every contribution matters, no matter how small it is. but you would definitely make a difference. The more you give to the community, the more opportunities will come your way, and that is my guarantee. So, yeah, knowledge increases by sharing and not by saving. Um, this is a very well known fact, and it has helped me personally as well. So, are you ready to grow with your community contribution? Just let us know. And if you have any further knowledge on any of the topics that I talked about, feel free to comment in the chat box and share it with others, uh, and help us all grow together. That will be all from my end. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Anpurna, for your wonderful presentation and for your time on Sunday. It means a lot to us here at GDJ Dapper, and I guess we are collaborating for the second event, and we'll keep bringing you for more future events as well.
It was my pleasure being a part of this event today. Thank you so much, Punita.
Thank you. We'll be moving ahead with our panel discussion round. So I'm adding you to the channels. Okay, just give me one more moment before we start. Okay. So, hello and welcome everyone. We are here today to explore the powerful concept of setting the stage for possible. And we have our esteemed panel of women tech maker ambassadors who will share their perspectives on how we can challenge limitations and create new pathways in the dynamic world of technology. We invite you to join us in this exploration of innovation, inspiration, and the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. So, welcome Sana, Mansi, Sharmili, Shipra, all of you. Welcome to this panel. And this is organized by WTM Adapur and GDG Adapur. And I would invite each one of you to introduce yourselves. So, Mansi, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you, Punita. So I'm Mansi, and I am working as a senior data scientist at a company called Quantium. And in total, I have 7 years of experience as a data scientist, and I've been a woman tech makers from last 3 years. So my whole expertise and my contributions lie mostly on mentoring people. So I've mentored a lot of people, especially people who want to get into tech or are just starting their careers in tech. So I have mentored a lot of people, and hearing their success stories is like the most fulfilling thing I get in my life to do. Other than the work, I am currently in Bangalore, and the hobbies that I like to do is like I want to get away from the laptops because that's my always my 9 to 5 job. So I want don't want to do things which are related and to do things on my laptop. So that's why I make candles. Sometimes I also go to a few markets and sell those candles if I have a good amount of stock. Otherwise,
Wow.
I like to dance when I'm in the mood, or like swim, go for a swim if I just want to relax. So that's about me.
Wow, that's lovely to know about you, Mansi. Sana, can you go next?
Yeah, thanks, Punita. So I'm Sana, and I'm currently working as a project manager at EY. And my journey in tech has been deeply shaped by my passion for startups, innovation, and community building. And beyond my professional role, I'm the chapter lead of Headstart Kochi, where I actively support early stage entrepreneurs, mentor startups, and organize ecosystem driven events. So basically, apart from this, I'm also a Women Tech Makers ambassador, as you mentioned in the introduction, which allows me to advocate for more women in tech leadership and AI-driven innovation. And outside of work and community, I love networking with the people, attending tech and startup events, and exploring how emerging technologies are reshaping our current industries. So yeah, that's all about me as a brief.
That was lovely knowing about you. Shipra, can you go next?
Yeah, thank you, Vanita. Hey, hello everyone. I'm Shiprajan. I work as a project lead and a UI UX developer over like past 10 years. Um, I love creating smooth and user-friendly designs, and I love like leading projects that bring new ideas to life. I'm also a GGG organizer, and outside of the work, I enjoy traveling and exploring new places. It keeps me fresh and inspired. And
Wow.
I'm so excited to be here, connecting with like-minded people and contribute to this community. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would want to add that Shipra is from GDG Udapur and WTM Udapur, and she's also a fellow co-organizer with me. And I've worked with Shipra for almost 7 years now with communities,
Welcome
and
to
yes,
VoiceOver.
yeah,
VoiceOver speaks description.
so she has helped me organize a lot of events. Uh, yeah, and the next, Sharmili, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello everyone. Hi, I'm Sharmili Sarkar and I'm super excited to be here. I'm a user experience specialist at Synchron and basically I design content and make software less confusing. Right? So I'm really passionate about making digital experiences more inclusive and accessible for everyone. So when I'm not busy making software less scary, you might see me attending conferences and panel discussions like this one. I've also had the chance to talk about inclusivity and soft skills at places like IIT, MIT, and UX India, which is pretty awesome. And I got to meet amazing people. And I genuinely believe that soft skills and creating inclusive environments are essential if we want a truly human-centered tech world. So when I'm really off the clock, you'll probably find me working on a new art project, or teaching my lovebirds how to talk. So that's how I recharge. And I'm so looking forward to chatting with all of you today. I'm really excited.
Thanks, Sharmili. It was wonderful knowing about you. So we'll move to the next question, which is like around redefining possible. So the question is, what does redefining possible mean to you in the context of your work as WTM ambassadors or your professional journey in the broader tech industry? And if you would want to add an example to that, that will be great thing. So Mansi, we'll go ahead with you.
Yeah, sure. So when I heard the term redefining possible, to me it means that like many times we actually limit ourselves by saying that this is possible and this is not possible, and we build boundaries around those. So redefining possible really for me it means that we push those boundaries and we go out of that possibility zone and try to explore that there are things actually that you can do, which we just in our minds say that it is not possible, but it is actually possible if you go and push those boundaries. So for me it means something like that. And like in the broader tech industry, and I would like to add my example here of my own life. For example, I come from a very small town where like a girl going to study into tech, like doing engineering or like going out to work or something that no one was doing around me, and there was no role model for me. But I was like, okay, if my brother was able to do it, I can do it. So then that like just pushed me, and I was able to go into that zone where like people were thinking that it is not possible for a girl to go out and do job and like go to study for some engineering degree and like go outside of India alone and work there. So these were a few things that were like very new for my whole community from where I come from. But I did all of those, and like I really like redefined what was possible for a girl to do. So that's how, like for me, I think that redefining possible is how I did, and that's what I would like to also continue going forward as well.
That's lovely knowing about you, Mansi, and I truly resonate with you when you say those two words, redefine possible, and how you're trying to push the boundaries. So now, would you like to add your thoughts on the same?
Okay, so as Mansi mentioned, like for me also, like as a WTM ambassador, I witnessed the power of like creating spaces where women, especially women in tech, feel valued, heard, and empowered. So the main thing is that many people hesitate to step into the leadership and technical role, especially women. So due to lack of the main problem is due to lack of the visible role models. So whenever we are in that particular area, we feel that there is no role models, or there are no people we can look into it for these roles, and like women in tech roles and all. So for me, redefining like possible means changing this reality. that is by amplifying success stories like how we are doing through GDG and other human founder organizations and all, and sharing the knowledge which we have, and also this will help us to pave the way for the next generation as well. So if I'm like sharing an example is that, as I mentioned, I have got the opportunity to like interact with many startup founders and all. So recently I had an opportunity to like interact with one of the AI founder from here in Kochi. So what she mentioned is that she was like having this confusion, or like she was not having the confidence to know that the technical knowledge which she has is enough to found a startup, especially which is in the AI field, which is currently normally everyone sees that as a male dominated field, that is tech and entrepreneurship. So what she mentioned is that through communities and people, she know she were able to like overcome this, and that is how she was able to start this with this particular startup of hers. So I think that we have to like through these events and everything, we can like for like pave the way for the next generation, that aspects.
Wow. Yeah, those are some great thoughts, Sana, and I appreciate how you brought events into scenario and also shared how they are helping people accomplish their dreams and goals. And when I sit down and think about redefine possible, it's like just redefine possible. If I stare at those two words, I feel like those are like two magical words that I ever came across. And I'm grateful for the theme that the global team has chosen for International Women's Day this year. Because what happens is we always have a plan in hand. We are sometimes limited by our thinking foundations. We don't think outside of what extra we can do or what more we can achieve. But the moment those two words come in front, redefine possible, it brings a feeling inside that it's about breaking what already exists and coming up with something new. So that is something which truly inspires me. So those were my two bits on redefine possible. I found them absolutely magical. I'll move ahead with the next question. So this question is around artificial intelligence. So with the rapid advancements in the artificial intelligence and machine learning fields going on, how do you see the definition of possible changing now, and what role can women play in shaping that future? And I guess, Mansi, you being a data scientist, I'll put this to you.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I think we all have just came across AI to be used like something we are using in everyday life and everyday task, which was not possible before, right? Like just last year when Chat GPT was launched, it got so hyped, and then everybody started logging in, they started using it, and started trying to put it in everything. And just before this panel discussion, we were also having a session where it was talked about on how you can use AI to just improve your content. So like basically AI is going into everywhere, but it's not like that women don't play a role. Like there are so many senior researchers, AI founders who are like who are doing so much and so much research in developing these AI and machine learning things that are coming up. And like I think, yeah, so as I was saying, redefine possible, like 2 years ago this was something that people considered was not possible, but what things you are able to do with AI now is like all of that is possible. So I think the definition now with AI has changed, that what can we do is not what we question how can we do it, because everything seems like a possibility. It's just how and the way we approach to do it is what we are trying to figure out now. And currently I think, and where I think women are most important in this advancement, is that other than the contributions in the research and developing these techniques, it's also into, like, it's my personal opinion though, that they are more into the responsible and AI ethics. Like we have developed these a lot, but we need to be inclusive. We have, I think all of us would have seen a few blogs where it is talked about how chat gpt is a bit biased sometimes. Like if you have to talk about football, it will always say that a boy is playing that football, and like if you have to go to a ballet class, for example, it will be a girl who is going. So like very orthodox kind of behavior goes into AI. So making that a bit more diverse and inclusive of everyone doing that is something where women do come up with a different perspective, I feel. And also I have seen in a lot of different companies, and that's what I was saying is my viewpoint, is that the responsible AI and the ethics AI, all those things that we need to build up are really coming a lot from women. So they do play a very important role in this advancement that we are seeing now.
Thanks, Mansi. Those were like wonderful insights, and I agree with all of them. So, I also believe that the rapid advancements that are happening into the field of artificial intelligence, it's actually moving towards the direction of automating complex tasks, where the human brain need not do repetitive tasks, but the human brain is actually deployed into something much more creative, and it's involved into more productive tasks now, so we don't have the repetitive list of tasks at hand to do by ourselves. And yes, I agree more that uh, once artificial intelligence and machine learning, the way it's advancing today, one thing that should stay at the center of it, it should be definitely responsible and ethical AI. And with women being on board and working actively on these technologies, we can also take care of bringing AI to diverse population out there, so that this population can also add their viewpoints to the table, and it becomes AI for everyone rather than AI for a biased section of society. So let's not do it into that direction. And yes, it's important to identify and mitigate those biases that are coming with AI systems, because we look forward to a world where AI is meant for everyone. So yeah, those are my few cents, and I would like to move to the next question with that. So I guess imposter syndrome. Yes, I think this might be the question of lot of larger people outside as well. So what are the specific and actionable steps individuals can take to overcome imposter syndrome, which often holds maybe women in tech back or a lot of us back? So yes, Sharmili, I would like to ask that question to you.
Okay, so imposter syndrome, right? So I remember speaking about this particular thing at MIT WPU last year, and I
Wow.
talked about how famous people like Vincent van Gogh, we might know him by his famous painting, Starry Nights, right? So famous people like Vincent van Gogh, they had similar concerns, and he actually wrote letters to his brother talking about how he thinks that he's not good enough, right? So it's that constant nagging feeling that makes you feel like you're a fraud, even when you are clearly crushing it, and it hits women in tech really hard, right? But the good news is you can fight back. Yes, here I met a couple of other influential people, and I talked about this particular thing, and they shared a couple of things with me that I think I would like to share here. So first things first is name that feeling. We need to get hold of that feeling, right? Get familiar with the classic imposter syndrome signs, like, thinking your success is just luck, downplaying your wins, that constant fear of, being found out, and just generally doubting yourself, right? Knowing that it is what it is helps you spot it. And honestly, when you're not alone. There are tons of successful people, especially women in tech. We all feel the same way, right? And it can be a huge relief that, okay, there are 10 other women feeling the same way, right? Next up is challenging your inner critic. So every time there's a voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, don't let that win, right? You need to remind yourself about the challenges you have overcome, the things you have achieved, the dreams that you are currently living, right? So we need to constantly work on those things. And one of the most important thing, right now, the important thing is celebrate your wins, right? Even the small ones. What I started doing was, um, one of the few experts shared that they keep a list of he called it the win list sheet. So every time you achieve something, you put it in that list, right? Maybe you spoke at an event, maybe you helped a woman, right? Maybe you did something for someone and they are grateful. Just add it in the list, and every time you feel I'm not good enough, and maybe I'm being a fraud and people will find out I'm not good enough. Just go back and look at the things that you have achieved, right? And it's going to be helpful. It is very important for us to remind ourselves about the things that we have achieved. It might be slow, it might be fast for some people, but at the end of the day, it is very, very important. And finally, focus on growing and not being perfect. uh, perfection is actually a myth, and chasing it will only make you feel worse. So think of challenges as opportunities to learn and get better, and not test. Don't test your worth. It's okay if you fail. We are not supposed to, compare our wins or our path with someone else, right? My path is different from all of yours. All of yours are different, right? So here are a few things that I learned, and I think it has helped me a lot because I used to feel the same way. But that wins list has definitely helped. So these are the few things that I learned. Yeah.
Okay, those were some wonderful insights, Sharmili. And Sanak, would you like to also share your thoughts and insights on this one?
Yeah, so how I'll start with how Sharmili has rightly pointed out with an example. So, from that example itself, it's quite clear that even the most accomplished leaders experience moments of self doubt. So, and at some stage, we as people in the tech feel the same way that we are not good enough. So what I suggest is that what set them apart, that is the successful people apart, is that how they respond to this particular self doubt. That is, they view this as a like they view this uncertainty as not as a barrier, but they consider this as an opportunity to grow. So what I suggest is that one of the powerful way to navigate imposter syndrome, that is the self doubt, is by building strong support system for ourselves, whether it is in our office space or around ourselves. We have to surround with the people like mentors and peers, and this will help us to a certain age, stage, a certain way to like recognize our own strength, and we can take support from them as well. And the other way which I suggest is that, like we have this constant nagging within ourselves. So we have to find a way to shift our mindset from a fixed belief of I don't have the skills, and we have to grow to a growth oriented approach. That is, I'm developing them rather than mentioning ourselves that I don't have the skills. So yeah, I think by embracing this kind of mindset, and how Sharmini has rightly pointed out, we can to a certain extent we can overcome this nagging feeling, and we will be able to grow as a person as well.
Thanks, Sana. Those were wonderful insights. I would like to add my two bits. So I agree with all the points that both of you have mentioned earlier. And I'm myself a strong advocate of growth oriented mindset. So I personally believe that it's okay. We should not measure our lives in terms of success or failures, because both of them are important in our journeys. And what's more important is cherishing the growth in that journey whenever we move it. Either it's a failure or a success, does not matter, but growth is what we should focus on. And as far as the syndrome is concerned, I understand it's a feeling which makes you feel like a fraud. So you open the door, you enter a room, and you feel like you don't belong here. And maybe how confident an individual is. Statistics show that it has happened to many people, and at some or other point of times in their lives, everybody has experienced that feeling. But the most important thing of how you can overcome that feeling, I agree with that win sheet idea. I sit down every month at the end of the month with a paper and a pen, and I try to jot down all those amazing things that I achieved in that previous month. So this practice actually helps me recognize what I've done. And even if you don't speak it out loud to a friend or something, but you have just jotted it down and you analyze it yourself, it makes you feel happy about what you have done. So always remember one thing in life: it's not important to have all the knowledge in the world with you and not make use of it, but it's important to take small little initiatives every single day to make an impact into the journey. And as you're doing those practical tasks, knowledge will come along with it, is what my thought is. So once you have a problem statement in front and you're solving that problem statement, you'll go out, read out a lot of blogs, articles, watch a lot of tutorials out there, and that will help you build the knowledge over time. But taking initiatives, participating in hackathons, going out into events, presenting talks at various different seminars, helping people solve problem statements, bringing people together. I think all these things of togetherness can also help people fight imposter syndrome. So, yes, those are my thoughts. I'll move ahead with the next question. And that is, what is one tech myth you would love to bust wide open, and why is it important to redefine that belief? So, Sharmili, I would point this one to you.
Thank you. That's a great question. So, honestly, the myth that I've heard a lot is you have to have a tech background to work in tech, right? I've heard this so many times, and the reason I'm pointing this out is because there are a lot of amazing, writers, and some people have journalism or psychology background, and they are really good at their work, right? But once in a while, they get hit by this, particular phrase that you need to have a technical background if you want to work in tech, right? And it's like saying that you need to be a chef to enjoy cooking, right? So totally not true. So I think of it in this way, like tech it is not just about coding, it's about solving problems and building cool stuff and making people's lives easier, and a lot of different skills can help with that, right? So imagine you're designing an app and you need someone who understands people, right? Someone who can figure out what users want and how they think. That could be someone with a background in psychology or even history. They might be great people leaders, right? They might understand a user's problem better than what I do, right? So they might be really great at user research. So um, the point is, tech needs all kinds of people, and it's like building a team of a basketball game. For a basketball game, you need players with different skills who are, good at shooting, or someone who is good at defense, someone who is good at passing. A diverse team is definitely going to be a strong team, right? So, this particular myth that I have mostly heard in my entire career, because I started off as a teacher, I did not have any technical knowledge whatsoever. So, this actually held me back for a couple of years. And I personally did not have any mentor who would actually tell me that, hey, Sharmili, you can do this stuff, right? You don't need to have uh, a technical background in order to, be in tech, right? So this particular myth can be harmful because I personally feel that it stops so many talented people from even trying to work in tech. They might have amazing skills, but they might think that, I don't have a tech background, so I'm not supposed to go there, right? So we need to think about this and share as much knowledge as possible. So, and we need to show people that skills are transferable. You can obviously learn something new, and it's high time that we celebrate the different skills and welcome everyone who has something different to offer, no matter what they studied. So I think that's going to help a lot of girls in school and colleges who might be in psychology or in journalism or in designing. If we let them know that if you have these skills, if you can work on these skills, you are welcome here, right? So this is something that I would like to share and put on the table. Right? So that's it.
Yeah, thanks, Sharmili. That was like a wonderful insight, and I'm sure people listening to this discussion or panel today, there might be a lot of people who are from non-technical backgrounds, and this surely opens doors for a lot many people into the tech world as well now. So a lot of them can now become the part of tech industry after hearing your story, and maybe they would like to connect with you offline and learn more about it, kind of. So yes, Mansi, would you also like to burst another tech myth for our audience?
So I think when I was hearing to Shamili, I had a very similar thought process as well, which I wanted to just speak out. Is that you don't have to be like start coding from like as a child. Like I've seen a lot of posts recently coming up, like where there is a 4 year kid who built this, and there is a 5 years prodigy child who is building that. So you don't have to push your children or like anybody, like it doesn't have to be like you have to start coding when you're like 4 or 5 years. Like most of us, I feel, like computers came like when we were as a kid. So then we started programming. Who are in tech right now would have started programming probably in their late school or like in college, or many of them actually started when they started their careers or something like that. So it doesn't need to be that you have to be like an expert in coding from your childhood and then only you can get into the tech world. And as Sharmili was saying, I totally resonate that you need like transferable skills. You need like problem solving. That approach has to be there for getting into like solving a coding question as well. So you don't have, these are like a few of the tools to get into the tech world, but not exactly the prerequisites. And as I was mentioning, I've mentored a lot of people to come into the tech world. So I have seen a lot of people juggling with this self doubt that we don't belong. We have done like physics, so can we actually come into this tech world? Can we become a data scientist if they want to? And I have always pushed that you need these sort of skills to get into data science. It doesn't mean that you have to have like a very core like a degree which is needed, but rather than an attitude and a few skills that you can learn and then get into this field. So yeah, I really would like to focus on that because as I said, that because I was able to get to these people who were in this doubt and help them figure out that there is a way to get into tech. But there might be many people who actually don't have a mentor, or then they get stopped and like their possibility actually reduces, that they cannot, and they think that this is not possible for them. But actually it is possible if you go into the right direction. So, and I think Sharmili's example was a great example where you can actually change the course of your career as well and get into a tech field as well, even though your initial career is not much related to it. So, yeah, that was what I wanted to share.
Yeah, that was amazing knowing about you as well, how you are helping and guiding people and, busting tech myths out them so that, more people can join the tech world. So thank you for your contributions that you're making every single day. And with that, I would like to move to the next question, which is how can we as a community set the stage for even greater possibilities for women in tech in the future? And Sana, I'll go with you first.
Okay. So like as a community, like we should always provide an environment for women in tech, just like do not just participate but they thrive and lead. So I'll just share with an example. During the colleges I was part of different tech communities and all, and when I just completed the college and when I was working and all, like I missed those events and participating events and all. So I was like in search of how I will be able to contribute to the contribute back to the people or community. So that is how I came to know about GDG and WTM, and I was part. I actively contributed and joined the organization. But still, there are people, like whether it is in the colleges and working people who are interested but they are not aware of the communities. So as a community members we can have a word or whatever possible ways, like posting in LinkedIn or sharing in WhatsApp about the learnings which we have received as part of the community and how it has helped us as a grow as a people, as well as like how being a part of the community, what are the achievements which we have received, we can point out these things so that it will be easier for the people who are coming, that is the upcoming generation, to learn more about community, and also it will help them to be part of this community. So this will help them in a way that I think as of now there are a lot of people, like whether it is from the colleges, like we have GDSCs in the colleges as part of the Google initiative and other communities. So people are aware of communities, but still there are people or students that are yet to know about these communities. So we as a community members can share our experiences, and this will help the people who are around us to being part of the community, and this will also help them to grow as a community member and contribute to the tech world as well.
Wow, those are some lovely insights on community and how communities out there are making a difference, and especially communities like Women Tech Makers and GDGs. Sharmili, I'll quickly ask for your thoughts on this one.
Well, first of all, it's a very, very good question, and here's how I see it personally. So, I personally think that first we need to plant the seeds early, and what I mean by that is, the sooner we let the young girls know about the possibilities to work in tech, surrounded by amazing leaders, they are more likely to even consider it as a career, right? So we need to show them that tech is cool and creative and they can be amazing at it, like coding camps and robotic clubs, and showing them real life women who are already doing an amazing work in their field. So it's about making tech seem less intimidating and more accessible. To be very honest, when I was in 10th or 11th grade, every time we used to have this exam around writing codes, or in the computer space, we used to feel very intimidated how difficult it is, right? But I think the less intimidating we make it seem, the more women or the more people are they'll be more interested to enter the field. Next is, I think, mentorship, because I feel mentorship is huge, and having someone who has been there, done that, can make a world of difference, right? So imagine having a big sister in tech who can offer advice, share her experiences, and help you navigate the challenges. So mentoring programs are, they are key for building confidence and providing support for the young girls. And as Sana mentioned, community is definitely essential because tech can sometimes feel, isolating, especially for women you know, who are very, very few in their workspace, and they don't have a proper support system. So having a strong network of other women in tech, to connect with, and to share experiences, it's really, really important, right? Uh, Another thing that I personally feel, because I have uh, had a chance to talk to a lot of women who are much older than me. So, flexibility is another big piece of the puzzle. The reason I'm saying it is because many women are also juggling families and caregiving responsibilities along with the full-time job, right? So flexible work environments, like remote work, or some help in that arena, they can make a huge difference, and that will allow women to stay in tech and thrive, because there are a lot of women who had to give up their career just because they started a family, right? So that is something that we can also look at. And obviously, the last but not the least is celebrating the wins. So when we highlight the amazing things women are already doing in tech, it inspires others, and shows what's possible. So it's like shining a spotlight on success. So when we get these things right, at the right combination, women won't just be in tech, but they'll be leading, and it's a benefit for everyone.
Those were some wonderful insights, Sharmili, and I agree with all of those points that you've mentioned here: networking and setting women role models and letting young girls know about their women role models
Yeah,
into tech
yeah.
industries. So that will help them resonate with it and bring more women on board. So yes, thank you for those insights. I'll quickly move ahead to the next question. Shipra, I'll point this one to you. So it's, if you could write a line of code or a few line of code that could help make world a better place, what would you do?
Okay, so for me, major challenges nowadays are like environment, education, hunger, or peace.
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay, I guess there's a slight glitch from your side. We'll check if you can come back later on this one. But yes, I would like to add something from my side on this one, which is like, if I could write a line of code which would help make a world a better place, I would consider making world a more safer place for women out here. And I would consider making workplaces also more safer, because this has been a cause which has stayed very close to my heart. And I believe that apart from the normal challenges that we have, the other challenges, apart from the work challenges, the other challenges are whether we are at home or time or not, what is the time we are staying back at office. So no matter how hard we are, championing out there for diversity and inclusion, these factors are actually affecting the mental health of women out there who are working into tech industries and are required to go out on field jobs. And if we can, do our bit in making, world a more safer place for women, I think it will be a blessing for a lot of working professionals out there. So that is, my two bits on that. Anybody else who would also like to share, any cause which is close to their heart, and work on that one? Meanwhile, Shipra is back. Shipra, would you like to go ahead once
I'm
again?
so
There was a
sorry.
technical glitch, so
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
no
what
worries.
happened to my internet.
No worries.
I
We
was
can
saying,
just mention again.
yeah. So for me, biggest challenge is environment nowadays. So environment, education, hunger, and peace. So I would like to write a function with the name make world better, and parameters would be peace true, hunger zero, education accessible, and environment sustainable. So this function would end hunger, bring peace, make education accessible for everyone, and create a clean and sustainable environment. For example, if we could use AI to manage waste better, reduce pollution, and promote recycling, it could also help cities to switch clean energy to cut down the harmful emissions. On practical level, if we could build a platform which provides free learning to everybody, no matter what their languages or locations are, because when we empower people, then only when we can create a good planet for all of us and for our future generations.
So it was lovely learning about, causes apart from our communities and bringing more women into tech, the causes that we are worried about. And I've also added my cause into that comment section down below. And I'll move to the last question for the day today. And Sharmili, I'll start with you. So the question is, if redefining possible was a superhero power, what would your signature move be in the tech world?
Oh, cool question. Okay, so if redefining possible was my superpower in the tech world, I would probably focus on two key moves to, two key things. One will be to, uh, you know, uh, build bridges between, bridging the skill gap, number one, and then bridging the gap between ideas and reality. I'll just explain it in a bit. So, the first one, the skill gap is a huge problem, right? Tech is constantly changing, and it is tough for everyone. The way AI is growing, it has been tough for the last couple of years, right? And especially women and underrepresented groups, it has been very difficult for them to keep up. So they might not have the same access to training and support to learn new skills, right? So my signature move would be to create accessible and affordable pathways to in-demand, tech skills. Think of it like bite-sized learning, flexible schedules, and programs designed for people juggling both work and family, right? And it wouldn't stop there. I would definitely want to connect people with mentors. Real world experiences are essential. So, for breaking into the tech industry. So, it would give them more opportunity to learn from someone who has already experienced it. And it would be more about giving everyone a fair shot at these opportunities. This is number one. Number two is I would uh, focus on those brilliant ideas that never get off the ground. So there are a lot of people who have amazing ideas, but they don't have that proper stage where they can, share their ideas. So, the ones that come from people who are often overlooked. So many great ideas, especially from underrepresented communities, they just disappear because they don't have the resources or the connections to make them happen. So I'd probably build bridges between these ideas and what they need to flourish, right? Think of it like, funding, mentorship, networking, whatever it takes. So I'd want to be a catalyst for, innovation, and I'd want to make sure that these good ideas, no matter from where they're coming from, they have a chance to make a real good impact, right? So it will be about unlocking the potential for everyone and not just, a selected few. So these two moves together would be my way of redefining what's possible in the tech world. And hopefully it would create a more inclusive and innovative future for everyone.
Thanks, Sharmili. That was a wonderful superhero move out there. And Sana, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So along with what Shamli has rightly pointed out, I'll be going ahead with the future forward innovation itself. That is empower the next generation by making tech more accessible, inclusive, and impact driven. Like whether through the AI ethics, open source contribution, or any startup ecosystem building. And the other thing which I want to point out will be the imposter syndrome eraser kind of thing, which will be the one thing which I want to do. That is kind of like instantly removes the self doubt from women in tech, replacing it with confidence, curiosity, and a why not me mindset. So I think these are the two things which I will probably.
Thanks, Sana. Those were wonderful insights. And Mansi, can you go next?
Yeah, so coming from the data field, for me, I feel that when I think about that part, I would like to actually have like inclusive data decisions. So I think data became important for everyone a couple of years back, and every company is focusing on using their data to make decisions. But still, till now, I don't feel it is still inclusive. So I just read an article like 2 3 days ago where it was talking about how, like, I think many of you will be resonating. If you go to office, do you feel like you feel much colder than your male counterparts, and is the office temperature quite cool for you? So it is because like scientifically women feel more cold compared to men, and when the decisions and the optimum temperature for office is decided, they actually rely on a data which is very much dominated by men of different age groups for sure, but not including enough women. So that's why in general, always like in offices, there are the women who are like wearing jackets and feeling more colder in the office compared to other people. So you can see like a very small example where like inclusive of women information is not taken care of when like deciding a very simple thing like the optimum temperature in an office building. So I feel like there are many, this is like a very small example, but there are many other bigger decisions getting which are getting decided across the globe, which is not so inclusive of women. So that's why like my superhero power, if I would have, like I would like to include that it we make like an inclusive data decisions rather than just data decisions.
Mansi, I just love that insight that you just shared right now, and that colder office temperatures for women and they experience more cold. I think that's a lovely insight, and I personally experienced it in my life. I've always carried a jacket with me to offices, so I can absolutely relate with that one, and that was very unique. I've never heard people talking about it before this, so that's lovely insight. Shipra, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So, if redefining possible were my superpower, my signature move would be the UI UX time traveler. So,
Okay.
with one move, I could see like the future of product before it's built, ensuring it's easy to use, frustration free, perfectly designed from the start. So there would be no hit and trial, just effortless experience for everyone. This is it.
Wow, that's like a wonderful insight out there about user experience, and we all understand how important it is into product journey. So thanks for bringing that up. For me, my superhero move, like I don't resonate with a specific superhero or something like that, but I, see and witness superheroes around me every single day, and I end up feeling like one. At few moments in my life when I feel like I'm inspiring someone or I'm making a difference. This could be via events that I organize, or when I see young girls out there looking up to us and actually making a decision of coming into software engineering fields. That inspires me. And my signature move is like, irrespective of whatever designation I work on, whether I'm a Python developer by profession or whatever it is, I would not like to limit myself with that specific technology, or I don't want to stay into that box. Rather, I want to go outside and explore all the other tech fields which are out there. So irrespective of whatever I do for work, whether I do front end, back end, machine learning, whatever that is. So that's my superhero move. And I think with this, we come to the end of this panel discussion. And I would like to thank all of you here for coming together on Sunday and making this panel discussion round a success for our audience out there. Thanks for joining in. And yeah, anybody who would want to share their experience or how you felt like can go ahead. And we just have one more minute before we finish this.
Yeah, I just want
Anybody?
to take this opportunity to thank you for organizing this. Like, it was a wonderful discussion, and we really talked about a very few and very great insights. And I personally would resonate more on the imposter syndrome. So, like, I heard people talk about it, and it really feels good that many other people face that. And it's something that I face on a daily basis sometimes. So, like, yeah, it's good to get those insights from other women who are also facing similar things. So, it was really nice, and thank you so much for organizing this and giving us all of this opportunity to come and speak up and share our experience here.
Thanks, Mansi. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Anybody else would like to go ahead?
Yes, Punita. So thank you for this, and thank you for inviting and organizing along with thanks GDG Udaipur as well. So what I felt is that, like, although as you mentioned, like we are all gathered here on a Sunday, but what I felt is that it is kind of a girls' talk itself. So what we always love this girls' talk, and when when girls are coming together for talking about technology and what are the challenges which we are facing, it's more unique and interesting. So yeah, I had a great time, like talking and meeting with every one of you online as well. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, Sana. It was lovely connecting with you. Sharmili, would you like to add something there?
I really loved Sana's way of, explaining this, that it really felt like a girl's talk. And honestly, we should do it more often because we rarely get this time to, connect outside of work. So thank you so much, GGG Udaipur and, Punita, for organizing this entire thing and connecting with all of us. So thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It was lovely connecting with all of you. And as Sharmili mentioned, we should do this more often. We'll try to bring more events of this kind where all of us get an opportunity to connect more often. And this was a wonderful experience working with WTM ambassadors from almost 7 to 8 cities. And overall, a lovely experience. For our audience out there, I would like to mention that we'll also be doing a physical International Women's Day 2025 celebration somewhere in the month of March or April, early April, something like that. So stay tuned to our pages and we'll share more information with you there. And until we meet next time, goodbye, bye bye, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Bye everyone.